It's Christmas Day, 2024, so I decided to make a movie suggestion for a movie that I do enjoy and many people probably haven't heard of. It's a TV movie called The Christmas Gift, which came out in 1986. And you can check in the description or in the pinned comment, and you'll see that I've left a link to where you can go see this movie today or whenever you choose. Now, as far as the movie is concerned, obviously it's an older movie. I personally found out about it about 5 years ago, I believe, 2019. And, when I watched it, I really enjoyed it for the simplistic storytelling. It takes on the narrative of the man from the city coming into a small town, which is a real small town, by the way, Georgetown, Colorado. But in this particular story, it's interesting because you're dealing with a widowed father coming to a small town similar to one that he grew up in when he was a child. So he does have some semblance of a connection, even though he's coming from New York City. And he's there for work, even though he sold it to his child that he was there for a vacation to celebrate a Christmas, or the first Christmas, without the mom and wife of their household. But he's actually there on assignment as an architect, looking to acquire a property that his architect firm could utilize and uh, modernize the area and turn it into, you know, kind of like part theme park, but also living area. And what I really like about it is that it has sort of a fantasy angle without being overtly fantastical, because it's about a town of people who all believe in Santa Claus. They all believe in Santa Claus, and they all seem to be very satisfied and happy with their lives. And that alone can present fantasy. And the love interest in this movie is the mom from Malcolm in the Middle, and then you have the father from that '70s show who plays a rancher who is set to lose his ranch because of the new investment coming into town. And then again, you have a lot of sort of wholesome characters, like the guy that drives the cab, the busy bee cab. I think the character's called Bud. But yeah, if you're just looking for a nice wholesome movie that you know tells a wholesome, sweet story, then I highly suggest you check this one out. And again, the town itself, it's really unique because it is one of those towns that have just a little over 1,000 people that populate it, and yet somehow it still exists. And it's funny that this small town, very small town, is kind of nostalgic for, I don't know if it's millions of people by now, but I would assume at least a million people have gotten to see this movie and have fond memories for a town that it still, for the most part, doesn't get much attention. I do think they do something for Christmas over there where they probably recognize the film. And again, this is one of these movies that I've always, since I watched it, I always imagined a continued story with it because you have John Denver's character's daughter who meets a young boy from the town, the rancher's son, Scruff. And I always imagine, continuing the story with his daughter and Scruff living in the town. starting a young family, and just it's one of those movies that no one would think about making a sequel out of that I would think about. But anyway, if you're looking for something wholesome and sweet, and it really does take the mantra that you get now in a lot of these, Hallmark movies, Lifetime Christmas movies, like Lifetime and Hallmark Christmas movies, where they do sort of center the Christmas theme around a relationship. But the big difference here is they do go out of their way to still focus on a lot of things Christmas related and kind of even explore uh, its own mythos within the town. Which again, that's another story that always comes to mind because at the time of this movie, the town is 100 years old, and I always thought it would also be cool to have a prequel story on the origin of the town because they have a little story about why they all believe Santa is real, and it involves the origin of their town. You know, but again, if you're looking for something to watch, a nice, wholesome, sweet Christmas movie, then I highly suggest checking this one out. 1986 TV movie, The Christmas Gift.